Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, so it is Saturday, June the 7th, about 8 p.m. East Coast time. XRP is at about $2.18. First up, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. I see our Belmont Stakes selections didn't really pan out. The Baeza horse ran third. But I'm a much bigger fan of waiting for when I have a mathematical advantage, which is how I felt about XRP. When I have my trip note alerts, those are the things that I make the monies on. And one day soon we're going to start streaming some day trading. That'll open up some eyes out there. My tutorials are all online here. I've put postings out here. Knowledge is power. I've said it many times. I want to thank you all for being here. This is not financial advice, just the ideas that are swirling around in Fredak's head. Let's start off with what I usually start off with, the scammers. The scammers are out there in brute force, trying to get you to link to this, click to that, saying all the choice things. It's what you deserve, it's what you need. Aren't you entitled to this, to that? The bottom line is if somebody had some kind of foolproof way to make money, they wouldn't be sharing it with all of you. I'm only sharing the things swirling around in my head because you can transpose those to other ideas. Try to make you think a little bit. And by all means, always check out what Fredak says and what everybody says on here. Because the talking heads are all telling you what you want to hear. They're not telling you what they really think. Or either clouded in hopium, I don't know. And maybe I'm a little bit clouded in that too with my XRP. But I'm up a whole heck of a lot of money with it. And I'm looking for it to turn into millions. Not million, plural, millions. Alrighty, so, as I've said many times, you listen to what Fredak's got. If it goes in one ear and out the other, garbage in, garbage out. Nothing wrong with that, but you might actually find that little nugget of gold. Say, you know what? That's a great way for me to be thinking about outside the box towards whatever it is, my crackerjack business or whatever. I don't know. Alrighty, so let's see what we've got today. I try to bring things your way that you don't get from all the other talking heads. And I'm not on here to tell you what you want to hear. No, Fredak's not like that. In many of my postings, I've pointed out different things that might be construed as negatives. But I'm still very strongly positive on XRP. I think once this kicks in, it's going to run and run big. That's just what I believe. Okay, so the volume is a big factor. Volume to me is one of the most important safety nets that we have out there. Watching the volume tells me a lot about the very near future, what's going on. Is there accumulation going on? Is there distribution? Are people selling, getting out? That's what the volume tells me. When you look at XRP over the last 8, 9, 10, 12 years, every time the price spikes up, the volume spikes up. They go hand in hand. Volume surge equals price surge. What's holding us back from a volume surge? Well, I'm glad you asked that. Hello! Let's talk about some interesting things about XRP. I try to bring things your way that not everybody else brings your way. First up, there was a guy named Vanderbilt, wealthy individual. He saw the future in shipping, railroads. At one point, he might have owned like 13 of the 16 railroads that were out there. At any rate, he was a shrewd businessman. I think the term robber baron might have been coined from Vanderbilt. Very business savvy guy. So business savvy that his competitors paid him to not be in the shipping markets that his competitors were in. He was making like $40,000 a month back at that time, 1820, 1860, whatever it was. It was a whole heck of a lot of money. Made tons of money by not being in a certain location, letting his competitors make money over there. That's pretty sharp on his part. So, We're going to transpose that idea over to the XRP world. Hello! When Fred Ack tells you about hello, that's when you might want to listen up. So let's think about it. The big money. The big institutions, they're making money in all different places. Do you really think they want that party to go away? All the advantages that they've had over the last 40, 50 years? Heck no! They're making money off of the Fred Acts of the world, the 9-to-5ers, you and I. So my gut feeling is that they are quite possibly buying time to figure out how we can use our tremendous size to make the most money from here, from there. You think about it, like the credit card companies. What do they hope for? That you don't make your payment on time. That way they can charge you a late fee, start charging you interest. That's where they're making banks. You bounce a check. Overdraft. They hit you hard. All found money for them. They take the money that you put into their checking savings accounts, pay you next to nothing, and loan it out to other people at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12% for a boat, motorcycle, car, whatever it might be. Sure, there's something called the net capital reserves, which is what banks run on. It's a very, very thin margin of borrowed money from the government, hugely over-leveraged. What does that say? That says danger, Will Robinson, danger. That's for another conversation. Still, my belief is that with the XRP, the big money is buying time because they need to figure out how they can dominate the crypto exchange, the new revolution of the monetary movements, to absorb the most money out of all of us. If you really think about it, if you make a tenth of a penny on every XRP that moves, or any whatever XYZ, whatever it is that goes to, a tenth of a penny on 10 million tenths of a penny doesn't sound like a lot. But 100 billion tenths of a penny starts to add up to a big number. That's what I think the big money is kind of controlling all of this right now. They're buying time. They don't want to give up the scepter, the magic wand, the golden ticket that they've enjoyed. Still, with all that being said, at a certain point, the floodgates are going to open. Whether it's XRP, XYZ, whatever it's going to be, something's going to move in and dominate the market, and everybody's going to gravitate to it. And of course, the big money institutions, hey, listen, everybody's got to live, everybody's got to eat. They're going to find a way to make money too, but they have to figure out how they can juice the wheel. The wheel meaning the administration, whoever's going to be in control of all this. Is the U.S. government going to step in and be the main player behind all of this? That way they can regulate and see where everybody's money is moving around to, and they can help protect the big donors, all the big money people that help them out to get reelected, whatever it might be. Something to think about. So what do I believe? I think that the big institutions, the big money out there, has every reason to want to. They tried like heck to keep this from growing mainstream. They slowed it up as much as they could. I don't think they could slow it up too much longer. And when the floodgates open, if it's not XRP, then maybe you want to get on board with whatever it is that they do go to. But if you really take a good look at it, XRP's got the railways, the foundations. It's probably the new Vanderbilt out there. Think about it. Something to think about. Alrighty, well, I thank you all for being here. I hope you subscribe. Hopefully some of you checked out, what did I mumble about? SpongeBob SquarePants, House Fancy, quite comical. Leave a comment below if you catch any of it. Or Car 54, Where Are You? From back in yesteryear. That was from the 60s, I think. Black and white TV show. Quite comical, good, clean stuff. You can actually watch it with your young kids. Don't have to worry about too many twisted things going on in there. Some interesting history in there too. If you take a look at Car 54, Where Are You? The episode with the pickpockets. Classic. Great stuff. I found it quite comical. Alrighty, well, may all your days be winning ones, and keep keep an eyeball out. We're going to be doing some postings, maybe even a trip note the next day or two. Got to make some monies. May all your days be winning ones. Thanks for stopping by.